Om. 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 Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarva Karyeshu Sarvadha. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat. Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, Sairam once again, everyone. Good evening to all of you. Hope we all had a very good week, and now we are ushering the weekend with this satsang. So, without further ado, just to let you all know, this is our third. So, usually we have study circles, and we alternate it with satsangs every now and then. So, this is our third satsang, and it will be conducted by the service wing. Okay, so without further ado, I'll just invite our service coordinator, Uncle Mohana, to take over and introduce you the topic and then take over the whole satsang. Okay, that's it. Uncle, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Brother Lisan. Dear brothers and sisters, Sairam, and I'm welcoming everybody to this satsang. And I thank the spiritual wing inviting the service wing to share something on the service. All right. So if you look at it, let me share my screen. Okay, today's seminar topic of satsang, it is a journey of life made simple. Actually, a lot of people is thinking it is a service is something it is a very, very difficult, but it is, we can make it, it's a simple. That's the reason we are given a ticket. It's just like a traveling. When you want to go somewhere, the first thing what you do it is you buy a ticket. So once you bought a ticket, in the ticket, before you buy a ticket, you got to decide where you want to go. That's a destination, right? And I am sure all of you had watched that video, which is we sent much earlier, and a lot of insights and a lot of understanding you will have with the second video, which is played but a while ago, but 10 minutes ago. But both videos will be uploaded again into the groups, mainly in that announcement group, for you to have a clear understanding of the satsang. So today, the flow it is, first we're going to have the activity sharing, and you got to internalization, and then you got to take the inspiration comes from there, all right? And then also we'll show that, opportunities available, and finally we'll be inviting for upcoming activities, which is we have. All right, so service, basically it is where it starts. First of all, service starts from individual, from me, and from me, it goes to the home. From home, and then only goes to society. It doesn't go to straight away the society or straight away to myself alone. It needs to be kind of a three-pronged approach, all right? And then when you look at the seva, you need to understand there are two types of seva. All right, one, it is action that binds. Another one is action that liberates. Okay, for those people who had read, for those people who had listened to the video, pre-sent video, the journey, the train journey, you will show what it is binds you, what it liberates you. All right. So anybody would like to share some of the insight you got it from the journey? Anybody? My second question is, how many of you watched this? If you watch, just press 1 in the chat box. Oh, okay, that some reply comes. That means you had watched. Okay, basically, if so, I mean, in that particular things, you can see there's a 9-path of journey for the devotion in the seva, and consequence and the results is there upon your seva activity, and then that's what it's leads you to your liberation and redemption. All right. So service is for everybody. You can do in any way, whichever way you want to do it. Right. Okay. And one thing it is, this is what Swami had said. Service, it is for your inner transformations. It's when we are doing the service, we are not doing service to others. Basically, we are doing service to our internalization. All right. And then you have to evaluate yourself. Then in the life, or even in all the scriptures, it said the simplest way or the best instrument for you to achieve moksha, it is karma yoga. So you have so many bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, all the things, devotions and knowledge and so on. Karma yoga, the action, it is much easier. All right. With this, I would like to call our ladies wing coordinator, Sister Sajita. I think it's about 2 years ago, we spearheaded a project called Feed the Homeless. And this is Feed the Homeless, what we have done and how we have done, and what are the benefits, what are the excitements we had, will be shared by Sister Sajita. Sister Sajita, do you have video?
Sairam.
Okay.
Yeah, Sairam, everyone. Thank you, Brother Mohana. And thank you to the spiritual team and my humble pranams at the lotus feet of Swami. Thank you so much for organizing this session and giving me the opportunity to represent our entire Feed the Homeless team to share with you some of our experiences in this program. So before I go into the actual program per se, let me tell you a little bit of the history of the program. It was during Swami's 93rd birthday, Sai 93. We had created a working group, and we had this thing called Streams of Love, SOLs, right? And Feed the Homeless was one of the programs led by Brother Murthy. It was a truly inspirational program. And that's when we had the idea of sustaining it and to take it further in 2019. The service coordinator then was Brother Aridash, and we worked this out easily and formed a core team with few aunties who were actively involved in similar service, and with the leadership of Uncle Naidu then. Okay, so we worked on the preamble and we came out with this working document which spelled out every aspect of the program. So in the working document, there was the numbers we were going to serve, the food, the mechanism of packing and distributing, hygiene measures, as well as some basic ground rules that we needed to set for us as the devotees to enable a smooth flow of the program for that particular day. Okay, one of the main aims of this program was not to collect any form of monetary contributions, and all were to be done by individuals who volunteered to either buy or to prepare the main meals. So it was easily managed. We only looked forward to the packed food from everyone's home that was involved in the service, or the buns or fruits or drinks or whatever that was put on the list for that month. Okay, so we teamed up with a group called Reach Out Clang. Reach Out Clang is a real beautiful group of sevaks. They serve actually every day. We only do it once a month. So you can see the energy that's involved in this whole team. And they also team up with similar other groups. And we managed to get 1 month to serve. We started off serving at Klang, the old Cathay Cinema. And that time we had been serving about 50 packs of of our homeless friends. And when the group of volunteers grew bigger, then we expanded the service to Port Klang, and we were serving close to about 100 homeless within these two areas. Okay, so like mentioned, we set up a working group via WhatsApp, and many people started to join, and the energy levels were really, really great. We'd post the list, and within a couple of hours, it used to be filled up. So much so that we had slight, what do you call that, issues, in the sense that we had to tell people, okay, you have to back out this time, and you serve the next, things like that. So likewise, it was a real beautiful program. The day of packing was one we'd look forward to. Sairam, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
There's food. The day of packing was one we look forward to. Volunteers would gather by 8 p.m. at the center, and we divide into two groups. There'll be the group that will pack, and then another group that do the QC. The QC was so thorough to ensure that not even one bag was left out with a missing item. Okay. The distribution was another good bonding session. After all that joy, we'd be a little disheartened, actually, composed and lost in the plight of the homeless. They'd come to us with their issues, their sad stories. There were several occasions where we managed to help them further. I remember Uncle Silva going down to the root of an issue and helped to enroll a little boy in school. Okay, their hard living and struggles was very heartbreaking, but one that made us dwell further on all that we've been blessed with, and to use this blessing to serve them as long as we can. Swami always says the best way to love me is to love all and serve all. Right?
Sister Sajita?
Sarah, uncle, I think Akka disconnected. Probably can move on.
Okay, all right, okay,
Yeah.
fine. All right, so this is one of the activity which is very, highly demand in as far as the client center is concerned. The moment you open that opportunity for people to, pledge what they want to give, immediately within the same night itself will be filled up. All right. So if let's say Sajita comes, we pick up her later. So similarly, we have many other activities as well. So the next activity we are going to talk this is something it is unique. We were talking about it for over a period of time. What activity it could be, right? We were taking care of every single things. We daily take care of ourselves. But as far as the center is concerned, the shutter, the fronting, first things which when you come to the center, you see it is the shutter. It was due to painting. It was we talked about a year or two, and then one final day we all decided to paint. So to talk about this painting of the center, I would like to call our young assistant service coordinator, Brother Navinan. Brother Navinan, are you there?
Yeah, Saram, uncle. Can you hear me, uncle?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Saram, everyone, thank you to Uncle Murthy, Uncle Mona for giving me this opportunity to share my experience throughout my journey in Seva. So questions were asked: being a student, how do you find interested to be involved in Seva? So basically, when I was studying, I loved to go as a volunteer for the blood donation drive. So then I was actually after that came Aridas and Madi and I came in. So I was really inspired by Brother Madi and Brother Aridas, their dedication towards Seva and all. So besides that, I also enjoy meeting new people and like to connect with the community. So initially, it was an easy task for me to convince. It was not an easy task for me to convince and talk to people, especially when we are asked to distribute flyers to the public. So then I realized after that, I realized after a lot of experience in volunteering, I got a hang of, and that's how I found my interest to be involved in Seva. So let's get back to assisting the service team for painting the shutter. So when center painting started, which was our major project to beautify our center, the only thing that motivated me to come every weekend was the little satisfaction that I get within me after completing a particular task. So since we all are staying in home, being quarantined, we are in lockdown, and since we couldn't go to center, but I felt that I had the opportunity to go back to center and help out the team. So uh, that was one of my little satisfaction that I had. So I was grateful that I was part of the team to render my service in beautifying our center. And not only that, I agree that it was a tiring job, but we also had a good laughter session with the entire center team, especially when we had Brother Chandran and Uncle Ravi Ganapati with their bag full of jokes. It was a stress relief therapy for me, especially after having a stressful day at work. So when I go back home, what do I enjoy the most? Most of the time, I am a bit busy during the week, and I can barely wait for the weekends to roll around. This was when our center was open and where we can go for bhajan. So to roll around and I can get some sleep and rest a little longer. But whenever there's a seva or there's a call for seva, I'll try not to miss the opportunity to help people. I rather donate my valuable time to get their loving smile instead of sleeping. And yes, it's unpaid, but gaining experience, and it is an incredible self-satisfaction after completing the task. Let's say our big project, our center shutter painting, and the last question was, do you miss your peers, friends? What do you wish to tell them? So, in my opinion, I think we just need more youths to volunteer their time and effort. It's time for the youths to team up and participate in whatever activities they could. And there are a lot of things we can actually learn from our elder devotees. And we need more. For example, me learning from Uncle Mona, Uncle Murthy, Ravi Ganapati uncle, he taught me a lot during the shutter painting. We need more youths to dive into our seva activities. And I personally started to feel more connected to others and became less absorbed in the normal stress of daily life, and that all motivated me to continue my seva activity. That's all from me. Thank you, and
Thank you, Brother Naveen.
thank you, Uncle. Thank you. Well, thank you.
Yeah. So Brother Naveen told me earlier, so he's out. He took his mother for vaccination today. So that's the reason it's unable to put his video on. All right. Now I think Sajita, got back again. So Sister Sajita.
Sairam again. I'm
Hold on
so
for the-
sorry for the slight technical glitch. Yes, actually, I was already at the end of the sharing. So I was going to summarize it by saying that Swami says, right, the best way to love me is to love all and to serve all. And the main purpose of our organization is to help us all realize this innate divinity by practicing divine love through selfless service. Swami has made it clear that the quality of service is most important and not the quantity. The spirit or the motive behind the service is always the deciding factor. So that's why he always says service to man is service to God, because there was this nice saying I read, service done in this manner makes us realize that service is done by God, to God, and for God. The person who is serving, the recipient of the service, and the process of serving are all one, and all are divine. So I really hope that more people, actually we have a lot of people in the group, but it will be good that we can continue inspiring the young ones, especially Balvika students, the teens, more parents that could come into this project. In fact, I think a lot of parents from the Balvikas group saw the beauty of this program and joined in. They started volunteering. They started joining the WhatsApp groups. They used to call us. They said that, they would like to donate. They would like to give. They'd like to cook. So we accept everyone. No one is left out. Everyone was accepted, whatever contributions that they could. And, sometimes we had just say 20 packs of food to be prepared, and it would be split between two sisters, like, I'll prepare 10, you prepare another 10, things like that. So there was a lot of unity that we could also see in this program. So likewise, please do join us. We just don't know when we can embark on the next session. In fact, we were very, very upset and disheartened when, the pandemic came, and we could not serve because local rules were not allowing us to do so. We could not go out to certain areas, and as all of you know, Klang has been, the worst targeted, the worst area where COVID is concerned. So we felt really we felt very sad because even our reach out group was also not able to do much. But we used to check with Brother Mohana, I think the first 2 months, and then we found out that, there were other groups who were trying to do it, but we were very worried to being caught, so not having the actual paperwork and the permits for it and things like that. But somehow Swami found a way, and there were people trying to, continuously help these homeless people. So that's all from me. Brother Mohana, you have anything to ask?
Right. Thank you very much, sister.
Okay,
We are behind
thanks.
time. Anyway, it is a good sharing. This is something it is ever ready. This particular feed the homeless, if you see, we have at least 20 over people, largely from the parents and the children will come, and they will really enjoy it. It is a good time. The parents educate the children how fortunate we are, everything we are given, and we are not supposed to waste. All right, let us see next, call. This is the next particular thing. It is a group of young adult, SOS call. This, emergency call has been made in the youth group. Immediately, within short notice, they rush to this particular house and they get it done. And there's many incidents I can say how the young adults always will be there when in the time of need. They, although they are very, very meticulous in preparing, planning, strategizing, all the things, but when things comes on emergency, they are there as well. Let us listen to the video. These brothers are not be able to join us. Listen to Premananda. You got to, increase your volume. Yes. As the recording, it's not so clear.
Okay, so you have to increase your volume to the maximum, yeah, to hear this. I'm going to play it right now. Thank you.
Saram, and a very good evening to everyone. For today's satsang session, I was given 2 questions to be answered. Number 1 being, what made me to render my service during the time when Uncle Prem and Auntie Sudha's house was hit by a flash flood? And number 2 was, how do I feel after rendering my service? Before going ahead and answering those 2 questions, allow me to just briefly story all of you all here today on what happened on that particular day. So we were notified through one of the side groups that volunteers are needed to Uncle Prem's house due to the flash flood. So immediately myself and a few others, we volunteered ourselves and we headed there. And as we headed there, the roads were already flooded. The roads heading towards Uncle Prem's house. So basically not the street of Uncle Prem's house, but the road itself. So we were having a bit of trouble there. and it was a challenge to reach Uncle Prem's house. As we slowly were reaching Uncle Prem's house, we parked our car at a safe distance, at a safe place, and we got down the car. Immediately getting down the car, the depth of the water was already knee length, and immediately we were all a bit terrified, and we kind of froze for a moment there. And as we stepped out of the car, and we saw Auntie Sudha, we saw Auntie Sudha's face so relaxed and so composed, regardless of the situation we are in. She immediately turned us into immediately whatever worries we were having just flew away, and we were confident to enter the house. As we were wading through the flush water, reaching the house, and we entered the house, and we noticed, thankfully we noticed that the hall and the kitchen was still clear out of water. And immediately Auntie Sudha knew exactly what to do due to prior experience, and she made us to do whatever necessary. We did whatever which was necessary. We cleared everything, and as we were clearing, the water level started rising up very rapidly. We couldn't do much at that time. We did what was necessary, and what Uncle Prem and Auntie Sudha told us was to leave and come back in the evening when the water subsided and cleared and drained completely. So we came back in the evening, myself, a couple of other youths like Brother Harwin, Brother Sarwin, Brother Lakshman, Brother Trilochanan. We all collectively started scrubbing the entire house, the kitchen, and as well the porch. And within no time, we complete everything. Auntie Sudha and Uncle Prem were really thankful, and they were happy. They were devastated at first, but they were happy that they have such youths coming and helping selflessly to someone so dear to us, which is Uncle Prem and Auntie Sudha. So that's basically what happened on during the flash flood. So coming back to the questions, two questions. Number one, what made me to render my service? So basically, to answer this is just because I wanted to help, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for every other youth which helped during that time. Number two, how do I feel? Nothing else but just pure happiness, helping someone who were in need and someone who are very dear to us. Just gives me a lot of happiness, and not just me, whoever helped on that day just were happy to be able to help. And not just that, but also I'm pretty sure most of us here have done service in our lives, and whenever we do a service to someone, I'm pretty sure there's a bit of there's a satisfaction in there, and that satisfaction was very special to me personally, because whenever we help someone, like how Swami says, service to man is service to God. When you help someone, there's a bit of satisfaction in whatever you're doing. So that's about it. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak. And Jai Saram.
All right, Saram. See, this is, I need to thank all the parents who have brought up this such a way. Actually, I have three parents here to be, need to give an appreciation. One is Brother Subramani. Premananda is Subramani's second son, and he wonderfully done this particular project. The next person, I would like to say I would rather say this person is a mentor for me. When I was sitting last at the back of the center, he one day called me and says, "Come, we go to Lotus. And if you go to Lotus, you know what's next will happen, lah. Lotus Clang." So, all right, this is Brother Murthy. Me and Brother Murthy, as well as a few other leaders, went for a leadership camp. In that leadership camp, we need to go as a family. In that particular thing, it is Brother Murthy was the chairman then. I think I'm the service coordinator. So he brought the chairboy along with him. So the chairboy, if you see, he also quietly involved in a lot of activities. All right. This chair boy, nothing other than Brother Vignesh. He helped us in the painting. He comes every now and then to the center. He plays the instruments and so on. The third person, it is very, very young. And this is how the power of imitation and the children learn from the parents by copycatting, you know. So how the copycatting goes is, there's one day, as children's getting ready, this particular little girl picked up money from piggy bank. When the mother asked, why are you taking money from the piggy bank? She says, there is one girl in the class. This particular girl was convent, and the parents, okay, they can afford, and then they gave the money for her. But they said she's taking the money from her piggy bank to give it to another friend. It's a Malay girl, if I'm not mistaken. And that particular Malay girl, comes from a poor, background. So she can't afford. I think it is only 2 ringgit, but that's a Sreha. All right. So congratulations, parents, Sister Sajita and Surya. So you brought up very well. It's your birthday gift to be greeting them today as well. All right. So next, I would like to call this the other person, which is also, it is very, very long involved in the organizations. Probably he's the youngest chairman of a center in Malaysia, right? So let's call this person to talk about hands that serves holier than the lips that praise. Brother Roshan.
Saram everyone. Saram uncle, thanks. Uncle, just give me 1 minute, uncle. I'll just on back my video. Just 1 minute.
All right, Roshan, it is a Port Klang Center chairman. He's also involved in many activities as far as center is concerned. He also conducts tabla class in Sirdi Sai centers. He plays in many of the Sirdi centers performances like a Guru Purnima, special performance and so on. He plays there. And his father, it is Brother Vimal. It's another silent Sevadal. He does a lot of things, but he never been highlighted anywhere. This is the service rendered. Roshan, are you ready?
Okay, uncle, I'm ready, uncle. Saram.
Go ahead.
Saram, everyone. Am I loud and clear, uncle?
Yes, yes.
Saram, uncles, aunties, brothers and sisters, and all the respected elders. My humble pranam at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. Thank you, uncle, for giving me this opportunity. So uncle actually spoke to me earlier and he told me to touch on this topic, hands that serve are holier than lips that pray. So going on this topic, I want to first address that today we are here, we are talking about service. So we had Sajitaka talking about from her side, what she has done in the service part. Then we had Brother Navinan talk. Then we had also Brother Prem Anand talking. So they all spoke about certain aspects of service. So what I want to touch here is the word service itself, I want to see it as a big letter, as in like, I don't want to bring service to just serving people, as in like going and doing a physical thing, and that is called service. I don't want to see that activity as such, because I feel today with COVID and things have changed a lot, and the word service has also changed a lot in how you can do service. So I'll start off from talking from a bhajan singer's point of view. Okay, we all come for bhajans under the spiritual wing, and we go for bhajans every week. When the center was open, now we have like virtual bhajans and things like online. So in bhajan, how the word service comes in. So when we start in bhajan, the first rule itself, first thing that we learn is always that we want to invoke devotion in others. We sing bhajan, we sing in such a way, and we pray in such a way that we want to invoke devotion in others who also joins the bhajan. So for me, I see that also as a point of service. Of course, there are some people who don't come for like bhajan session, like they don't become the lead singers, they don't sing. But I see everyone in a bhajan session is doing a service, because when you come and sit for a bhajan session, we always encourage people to clap hands and give chorus. So for me, if I also see that as a service, because when you start doing that, you are encouraging many people around you to do the same thing. And we are also getting everyone to do a combined prayer there. So that is like it's a form of service, if you're seeing it from a bhajan perspective. Okay. Then we can move on from bhajans. Now we go to like the literal service that we do, as in like we're going to serve someone. Let it be our blood donation campaign, or let it be like food service, Narayana Seva. That is another point, another point of Seva. That is like literally doing some service and helping others. That also can be seen as service. But sometimes we only see that as service. So that's why we have this quotation, hands that serve are more holier than lips that pray. But I want to see it as how more holy you can be when you do both at the same time. How more holy you become when the lips that pray and hands that serve together. This is one quotation long time when I was young, I heard Uncle Jagat tell this in one of the Sai conventions. He actually mentions this. He will say this quote, hands that serve are more holier than lips that pray. How more holier you become when you do both. Hands that serve and lips that pray together. Okay. So today, another thing I want to touch just in COVID-19. Okay, in COVID-19 today, we all are grounded at home. And one of the best thing that Bandar Klang started was doing this, sending out these items, these food items and ration items, lockdown kit, we call it, to all these families that I need. So we all came together and we did our small part, which is contributing to this lockdown kit. But of course, some of us went a step ahead, and we got involved in delivering these items to these houses. So I got involved in that. I came in because I had the time and space, because I was working from home, and my work really didn't require anything for me to do from home. So I got in touch with Uncle Sajitaka, and I said, Kaka, I can do this. So my dad joined me when I said I'm going to do this, because he was good at directions. Because of his work last time, he knows every place in Klang, mostly Port Klang and Klang. So it was easier for me. So of course, we took the necessary precautions and measures, and we went and we delivered these food items. But just a few hours. But then again, I would like to see it in another way also. In this part of thing, when we were doing this, all of us were involved. You know how? Because when y'all, not only y'all sponsored for the lockdown kit, y'all always made sure y'all had us in your prayers. Y'all prayed that we all went safe and we were doing all this work safely and coming back safely. We do not fall sick or anything like that. So for me, that also I see it as a service, because when you prayed for us, y'all were there. Y'all maybe couldn't come and help to deliver these items, but y'all had the opportunity to involve all of us in your prayers and pray for our safety. So I see that also as a great service thing. So this is how COVID has actually changed the prospect of seeing service activities. And another thing that came across my mind today when I was thinking about this topic is, some of us might be sitting at home and thinking that, oh, I have some physical limitations, I can't really go out. What service I can do? What can I do to help others now during this very tough situation? Something that we can always do is, when we are at home, is today we have seen the commit suicide cases are in rise. So we can always pick up our phone and get in touch with our loved ones, our friends, relatives. Just call them 2 days once or 3 days once and check on them. This is a great service that you can be doing during this COVID-19. So you literally do not have to go out now and surf. Okay, so you see, we can see this the good part of COVID. You know, I mean, if you really want to see, of course, COVID is bad. All our loved ones are passing away. We don't see the negative part of it. The positive part of it is this. So we can go in this approach. So that is my small sharing about this hands that serve more holier. I mean, hands that serve are holier than lips that pray. But let's all go in the direction how more holy we can be when we do both together.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Because he's instead of comparing these two, he was just going hand in hand. Well done. All right. So the next one, it is the next person, which is I'm going to call it is a friend for some of us, but it is this person is one of the busiest civil servant in Malaysia. I known him when he was about 18 years old as a van driver, take us to Kuala Kubu Baru for that seva at Taman Sinar Harapan. And if let's say he didn't come or he's late, so we all have to wait for him. So he is leading the site organization from then till now. And I mean, coming from a family with this simple Bengali Malaysian, this guy, it is a Sai Balvikas product from that age. And now 20 years in Malaysian anti-corruption corporation. All right, let's put hand together. Welcome, brother Jayanta Kumar Gupta, also known as Monty. Saira Monty.
Saira,
Monty, yep.
Saira, brother, how are you all?
The floor is yours. 300 seconds starts now.
My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our dearest Bhagavan. Sairam, uncles, aunties, brothers and sisters. So nice to be with all of you all. It's a very nice topic that we are all sharing and seeing what are the various dimensions in Seva. And it was and one thing that led me and why we are talking and why Brother Mona is brought about the fact that I mean a particular very exciting, very interesting, and it's a very in many ways it is a very sattvic organization based on the nature of its work and the purpose of that organization, which is the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission. Before I get into this, I just like to take you all back to sometime in 95 or 96, if I'm not mistaken. It was the Asian Youth Conference in Malaysia, and it was a pre-preparation or a pre-World Conference, pre-World Youth Conference that was going to happen in Prasanthi Nilayam in 97. And one of the participants in that conference was a young adult from China. As we know, back in those days, China today is slightly more open in terms of their mindset and all that. But coming from a communist country at that time, it was very difficult to have religious activities, spiritual activities. It was like a taboo. It was a big no-no, and so on. And this individual, had wanted to do Swami's work, and he had an opportunity of an interview. And in that interview with Swami, he asked Swami, I'm in this country, and what can I do? I would like to play a role in changing or bringing about a change in this country, contributing towards the nation, helping citizens in getting to the path of the sattvic path, the noble path, right? So how do I do it? So do I go there, and all that? So Swami said, what do you want to do? Say, no, I want to start this. I want to do so many things. I want to create awareness and so that the Chinese government will change their mindset. So I said, how are you going to do this? Say, oh no, I'll go out and start this and start that NGO and so on. So I say, what for? Swami said, you see, if you want to change something, you cannot change from outside. You can only change if you go inside, you be part of them, you work your way, share Swami's love with everybody, and slowly learn and share all those tips that I've given you while you were in Balvikas, while you were doing service, while the opportunity I gave you to come to center and do so many things. Do that. Your purpose of coming for here, for all this, it is not for your enjoyment. Like we say, Swami always says, what is service? Service is when you're able to translate knowledge into action. When all that you have learned, all that you have experienced, you can bring it back to society, you can help somebody, you can lend your hand, you can, not only the lips that pray, but you can also hands that serve, right? And that's how, through that such advice that Swami gave these youngsters, that kept on ringing in my head. And some years back, 10 years ago, when an opportunity came for me to serve in this organization, I first I thought to myself, and many people were telling me, "Moti, are you crazy? Number one, it is so far away from your home. Number two, you think corruption is going to come down? Why are you wasting your time? These people are all, no, all this all, is just a costume and all that stuff. It doesn't work. So don't waste your time." And instead of saying, go and try your best, but it was the other way around. But never mind. But we always have Swami as our best friend. So my best friend told me, no, go, and there's work to be done. All right, there's a reason. And true enough, I went in, and it's been 10 years. People ask me, what do I do there? And actually, I do Bal Vikas. Honestly speaking, I'm in a division called the Community Education Division, and that's the division where we raise a lot of awareness amongst the public to stay away from corruption and to live with integrity. And when that was the first thing I was taught when I entered this organization, and immediately I was like thrown back into the Balvika's classroom and everything there. And Swami, I keep saying, so there were many projects, there were many instances, task force, special task force, so on and so forth, that I was involved in. I don't know how it happened, but everything is Swami's doing. And Swami kept saying, you see, uh, whatever I've taught you is for you to change. If you want to change, if you want to make this country a better place, then it is best that you go into the system and learn the whole thing, and then you channel it out again, right? So, and that's how, that's an opportunity that actually, many Sai youths, sometimes I wonder, in fact, I had a discussion with Brother Mona, just telling, and when I went in there in MACC especially, I was looking for Sai devotees, looking, those who come for Sai centers. Uh, to my amazement, I found nobody. So I couldn't find anybody that I could, sometimes share and say, hey, come, let's go for bhajans. So everything, or call somebody and say, hey, come, listen to this mandir bhajans in the room. No one, because nobody. So while it was surprising, I was thinking, why don't youths, why don't people join such organizations or take up the challenge in life rather than going for something which is lucrative? I could have gone, honestly speaking, I could have been in a private organization with a very high salary and so on and so forth. But that's not the point. The point is in life is how much we can contribute to society, how much we can spread Swami's awareness, Swami's teachings anywhere possible. Once there was a doctor who came on a radio star interview, and he was interviewed by Professor G. Venkatraman, and suddenly during the what you call interview, he asked, Professor GV asked him, how, so doctor, you're busy, how do you serve? So yeah, it's very difficult, because, we spend so much of time in the clinic and so on and so forth. So there's not much of time to serve and all that. So, after some time, the little moments that we get, so I go and participate in service activity. So Prof. GV said, oh, but doctor, uh, you can actually do daily seva by just speaking softly and sweetly to everyone that comes to your clinic. That itself is seva. So you see, even the faculties that we have today, our eyes, our ears, our mouth and everything. So how are we speaking? How are we seeing? How are we hearing? If we are hearing all about goodness, Swami says, be good, do good, see good. So if we are doing that, then that also is seva. So in coming back to MACC and my journey there, it has been wonderful. There are many things that has happened. 5 minutes is not enough. You probably will need a lot more time for you to share on how you can play a role. Youths, I always advise, if there's a possibility, join such organizations, not for the, do not have a career because you're going to have a high salary. Swami always says, life is not just about, going there, making money and eating and enjoying, and that's all. No, find a purpose. Find a purpose. Somebody asked me, you know, Monty, why did you leave the private sector and join the government service and, law enforcement, you think anything is going to happen? I said, no, I don't know whether anything is going to happen, but I know one thing, the purpose of the organization, the nature of the job that is, or the responsibility that is needed to be undertaken is of a noble one. Imagine, every day, I'm telling you honestly, I walk into the office, whenever we are talking, it's all about how do we convince the next person to stay away from corruption and to stick to integrity, to follow, if it's corporate organizations, to follow high levels of governance, high levels of compliance, integrity. And to me, it's just nothing else but an expansion of Swami's, Balvika's room into the world outside there. So my small, call to all youth, if you're there, if you're thinking of what job to take, sometimes don't worry about the money. Go for the purpose. That is more important when you select a career and select a job. I think I've come to the 5 minutes. Over to you. Thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to share with you of another chapter in the glory of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Over to you, Brother Mona. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Brother Monty. Brother Monty, you are amazing. I know you asked for 1 hour. I only give 5 minutes. All right. It's basically, I just want to show we can do seva in every manner and everywhere, wherever you are. In early years, probably it could be, but 15 years ago, I went to Subang. I want to meet a friend of mine. All right. He works in a Wisma Cost Plus. I called him and he said, okay, come, let's go for a coffee. He took me, he paid for my coffee, and we spent 40 minutes. And he spent extra 40 minutes work in his office. That's none other than Brother Mohan Ram. So that kind of dedication. So when you have something is taken out from your office hours, pay back to your whatever things you are doing. So the point I'm saying here it is, you may have a lot of opportunities. How you are managing and balancing your life with this window of opportunities, it is in your hand. All right. You can be exemplary to people. You can be a person of, you can be an instrument as well, or you can be a participation of that project as well. All right. And the next person I'm going to call it is, these persons comes all the way from Medan just to please all of you guys. All right. She's being here because the brother asked to go to the center. She come and join. Anytime any activity is mentioned, she will be there. All right. She will be there and she will be helping out, including some activities which is we ourselves men will be thinking whether shall we go and help or not. Let's put our hand together and welcome Sister Puyal Veli, also known as Sister Veni. Sister.
Yes. Sairam, Sairam everyone.
Sairam.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, sister.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brother Mona, for giving me this opportunity. So the question is for me is, what is the motivating factors for me to excel in family role and also involved in all center seva activities? Here the first, then I just want to talk on this one. Actually, Brother Mohana and my brother, the one is brought me to the center for the first time. Introduced me to the center, and then I sent my children to Balvikas. So, if talking about the service, first time Brother Mohana, I don't know we remember or not, with Brother Sugu, called me to do service. I didn't know anything about this one. I just say, okay, I will come. And then I brought my two children, which one they are very young. I think on the time around 2007, if I'm not mistaken, because they just joined the Balvikas. So I just followed them with them, and then I just wear my Punjabi suit because I really didn't know what sorts they want to, where they want to go. And afterwards, only I know that we went to Kuala Kubu, and I am frankly telling you, I am very shocked at that time when I saw these people all. Um, and then after came back from there, I feel I must, there's many people actually suffering, and then I feel like I want to more involved in this service. And when first time I really, on that time I really, sometimes I cannot, okay, I really couldn't do some certain things there when I saw these people all like that, but I managed to help also. And then slowly come to center with the children all. And then I really didn't do anything about, I can say I am zero in the what, in the spiritual or about the gods, about the mantras, and I really didn't know. And then when after I send the children, I like to check their books all, and I very interested for to know more about all the religions, all that. And then I like to help at the pantry because I don't have found that time. So Brother Mohana always brought me with the children all, and I always be there until they are finished, until Bhajan finished all, and came back with the Brother Mohana also. So afterwards, slowly, while waiting, slowly, I just helping them doing this one and the pantry like that all. And Brother Prem on that time is the chairman, and Brother Prem and Brother Sister Sudha actually really they are motivate me also. They give me self-confidence to me. And then Brother Prem told me, Sister, you just the pantry all like that. And then I say, can brother, you can like that. So okay, I say like that. So I just do, but not only I just tell to all sisters, I managed to arrange the things or that comes slowly. And then also afterwards one day I just sat down on the library. On that time I just reading a book, and Angela told me, Auntie, you are like a guru, Auntie, like that. And then I say, Angela, actually, I want to become a guru, but I'm not sure because, I cannot speak English well. I say like that. And then she said, you don't worry, Auntie, everything will be fine. And then she directly on that time, she didn't ask me also, I am ready or not. Directly she told to Salini. Okay, Auntie, put Auntie's name for gurus like that. So I started joining Balvikas, and I learned so many things in the Balvikas. I actually learned so many things. I learned before teaching the children, I learned what to do, and until now also like that. And slowly I joined service with the Brother Aridas for the first time for homeless feeding, and also blood donation, leprosy visit, whatever I will join, even on the time. Recently also I was working, but I like to do what I will do as like Brother Mona for the first time say, first the service first come from us, and then we must do to home and then society. So I, as a mother and wife, before I am going, I always prepare everything at the home. I wake up early in the morning. I prepare breakfast. I prepare lunch, and then I will go. And also because of the children they are in the Balvikas, of course, they will motivate me a lot, whatever I want to do. And then I must say thanks to my husband because he's not involved in the center, but he gave me chance, or he always let me do the service to the center. But as a mother and wife, I will also do my duty at the home. So because Swami said harmony must come from home first, afterwards only you must go to society. So slowly like that. So many things actually I always don't want to, whatever opportunity come to me, I will accept that opportunity because I always say thank you, Swami, for give this opportunity like that. I really enjoy this one, the to to do many things in the centers or to help others. All I really very happy for that. Yeah, and also I must say thank you, like what Rosen said, for this pandemic. How we need to help others. On that time also, I thought, why I must sit at the home? I must do something. And then I called Sajita. I said, Sister Sajita, I want to become a ranger also. I want to delivery these kids also, maybe nearby my home. So I just did once. And then afterwards, all my family got up in the COVID. So I stopped, not because of me, but my son first time had positive. And then this from last month, I think it's a very tough time for us, but I have faith in Bhagwan, strongly faith and surrender to him. That's will be over like that. And now everything slowly come better. So service is, I think, my passion. I must do as I can, I will do. I don't want to stop. That's all, Brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sister Veli. Beautiful sharing. All right, if to be exact, Sister Veli was introduced our center in 2005 when I met his brother in a regional youth conference in Penang. And then he said, I'm from Sentosa. I said, I'm from Sentosa. And my sister is in Sentosa. That's how all things happen. All right. Elaborate a little bit, Sister Veli. Sister Veli is a person who's always with his sister Sundari, decorates the altar, taking care of the altar, kitchen, taking care of the kitchen.
Sorry, Brother Saram, but I think I have another question here. What are the passive participants opportunities can see each time an activity announced? So here, sorry, brother, I just want to tell to everyone, sometimes we cannot do all the service, but we can do help in another way. For example, last time we did we did center painting or so. On that time I thought, what can I do? Because I know they are the brothers all will do until evening. So I thought until evening they need lunch. It's better I prepare lunch like that. So I called Brother Mona, can I prepare lunch for you, all of you? How many person, all of you? So that's another thing, which one I think not only me, everyone can help or do service in this way, like that. And then also maybe many things we can do, not only we are involved directly, but we can help in other way. That's all, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Veli. Not only that, in every center activities, she's also a Balvika's guru. She also is Balvika's parent. She also is a STP at a participant. She also is a ladies wing assistant coordinator. She also comes and helps all the activities we have. Not only that, the feed the homeless. She makes bag out of the plastic. I think it is banners. I think she makes plastic because she do not want us to use the normal plastics. So she used some we call a recycled bag. So a lot of creativity she brings and a lot of involvement is there. The point here it is, there is a will, there is opportunity. You just see how you want to be involved in that activity. You just, innovation comes from Swami. It's not you are doing, Swami is giving. So let me quickly run through that, my slides. So you will have some clearer picture of some of the informations which is you're going to know. All right. This is what Swami had mentioned. So he said it's for inner transformations. You just take the opportunity and then the transformation happens. All right, so let me see why it is not changing. So I need to stop sharing. Okay. I know we are slightly, overshoot the time, but it's something, I do not want to miss this opportunity. The 20 of you, I'm just sharing this, okay? I believe you all can see my slide. Okay, so when you do any activities, you must have that selflessness in there. So you care more for the others, and that makes your life better. And that acts itself, it's like a purification for yourself. All right. Cherish every single opportunity you get when you come to Seva. So it could be any area, any wings on. All right. So Seva, it is an important part in your spiritual practice or in your sadhana in your life. Whereas when you got the ticket, you have your destination, right? So your destination, it is liberation and redemption. So what are you going to liberate and when you're going to redeem, it is up to you and what you are doing. Hundreds of different ways available in rendering services, serving food, cleaning places of worship, looking after the needs of the people, tree planting, disaster activities, teaching, education such as like ESS, EHV, science schools, medical care, digital seva. Digital seva is something that is very, very useful now. Everybody can do this. Something like important, valuable information you share to people. That is what I call is digital seva here. Not only that little things which you are doing, if inspired you, will be good. And towards the end, I will play a video. It's called, Olympic champions video. You see, it is about less than 5 minutes. Hopefully it's good for everybody. How you you take message. There's a lot of opportunities. Economic care is there, Medicare, Educare, animal care. All right. So we had a pet recently, it is died. And that point of time when we had that animal, so we so attached to that pet, right? That's the first time I was hearing it is blood donation required for a pet, right? Similarly, environment care. You all have to, from time to time, have to plant trees. We need oxygen. So if you plant trees, so we get oxygen from there. Plenty of benefits of seva, anywhere, anytime, as long as it's all you need, it is your intention, your availability, and that's all right? Things will come with you. So seva grants you, it's really amazing experience for you, and it comes without any ego. And when you do something, as long as your intention is pure and your objective is noble, go ahead. Don't worry about what it is that things going to happen after this. Always serve with the feeling that you are serving yourself. See, serving yourself here means serving the Atma in you. If you want to do, you do the best. Same thing. So see the God in you and do it that as well. What you serve will inspire another to do, serve. And it is a matter of gratitude. All right. We are talking about so much earlier. And I would like to thank a few people who are really took care of my family when I was in the hospital. So I was in ICU, and Sister Bailey, Sister Bhuvana, and Sister Nirmala, they are people excellent. My wife is beside me, whereas my family is taking care of these people. They cook for my family and give. Why? Because they see something, it is a need is for the family and coming and helping. Same thing when Sister Bailey's family was being affected. The devotees took turn and go and cook for the family and give food on a regular basis. until they recover. Only last week, the uncle is came back and she's fine as well. Right. So you got to do anything that saves us. And this is where number 5 says, your seva always returns back to you, but you don't serve with expectation. You just do it. Whenever what to come, it come in right time, in right manner, in right quantum. Right. If you serve an ailing friend, you will surely will get served when you are not well. Okay. A classic example we have already given. All right. When you think that everything is done by oneself, you will never do anything bad. That means when you are dedicating that seva to Swami, you are seeing that thyself, so you won't do wrong. You won't go something different. All right. Another point you have to learn here, it is every act have an equal and opposite reaction. If you do good, like Rajini says, if let's say you do one good things, you get 1,000 times good merits. If you do one sin, you get the returns in equal amount. So will you ever think about doing something wrong? I leave it to you. All right. So with that, the attitude of seva, it is, we have a birthright. Some of the birthrights we have, it is breathing is our birthright. Okay. The same thing it is when you are here, your birthright it is to serve each and everybody, to serve the nature. You serve every creature is created by the God. Okay. This is where work, do it with this fully worshipping to God and so on. You have to treasure the duty is God. Like the example I give, that my friend who's work in PNG, all right? Everything in the world, it's a reflection, reaction, and resound. It's Swami had said. Because I have some examples, but due to the time limitations, I just read through. So at least you'll have a clearer picture and what you have. Thus, you're feeling God in serving, and the reception will return, see God. So when you are seeing your act, it is an offering to God. When you see God in them, that person also sees God in you. All right. And it's also remove the ego and evil in you, and kindly give gratitude to every single thing you have. The little you give, the more good will come. This is wisdom in mind. So be mindful of what you think. Whatever you have in your mind, so it's automatically goes to action. And what you do, it is end of the day, it is going to be determined. So what you can do. So in this journey, how as a devotee, as a Balavika's parent, or as a Balavika students, how you can involve, like what Roshan had shared, like how Navinan had shared, how Monty had shared for a young boy. And I think Monty is more than 3 decades doing seva, right? So that's how it happens. So we had previously all the things in the blue box, it is our existing activities, lockdown kit. So prayer for the sick, okay, upkeeping the center, it happens. Beyond that, we also have various activities organized by educational wing, spiritual wing, young adults, and ladies wing. Just take an opportunity and look in the options which you have. Share your skill, share your time, share your knowledge for the humanity. All right. Some of the upcoming activities you can involve here, it is medical equipments required for the government hospitals, COVID patient food corner in the HTA, mobile vaccination. This is for those people who are bedridden and aged, cannot go to vaccination center. Also vaccination for non-registered people. All right. The last one, it is meal for a COVID family. This is something that I'll be going to share shortly. This is how your participation. I would like to thank each and everyone who are actively involved in engaging this activity by donating, the sharing, picking up the goods, go and delivering the things, identifying the people, and so on. All right. So this is something it is, some of you had seen this particular prayer. Prayer is a communication address to God, who is permanent resident in your heart. All right. So we have a WhatsApp group called Prayer for Sick. All right, this really helps a lot of people, and we really did these particular things every day, every 3 hours once. We have a little prayer of all these people and the power of energy. So we are having shifting the energy for the group prayer, and intensity is put there for a lot of people's recovery. So when you are doing this prayer, group prayer, there's no personal interest is attached. You don't have anything or for personal need. You are doing out of love. You are doing for and other people, and you are not expecting any acknowledgement. All right, but that's your sincerity in doing. So those people who are not joined this WhatsApp group prayer for the sick, please to join. The link will be shared in that WhatsApp in this chat group as well. All right, this is a recommendation. I mean, it is a letter is given by Hospital Tunku Ampuan Rahimah. So what you can see on the bottom left, it is the tablet which is to be given. It makes that activity, the process very much faster. This is a BP set. It's cost about 4,200 each BP set. We bought 3 BP set and give it to them. We also give 5 fans. A total of 16 items had been given to Klang GH. And it's not only from our Klang center, but also from other centers' contribution as well. All right, I was mentioning earlier, food corner. This is the food for the patients who are going to be stationed in HTA Army tent. This particular place set up, it is just in front of the emergency unit. 100 beds are there. Patients are coming. They are COVID patients. See, they get food, but the thing is, they also need some dry food. All right. So this corner will be there. So we can give like packet drinks. We can give that biscuits. Just leave it that. If you want to donate or if you want to give any items, just let me know. We'll arrange these. So we don't go there, expose ourselves to the risk, but we'll get somebody to send it over the thing to this particular corner. We don't worry whether this person it is rich or poor. He can, as long as this person is there, he just get some food and just survive for until this time. This is, I'm talking about this vaccination, home vaccination, call it a mobile vaccination. It's a joint venture with Central Council of Malaysia, SSIOM, CREST, Mercy Malaysia, as well as National Cancer Society. So I would like to encourage any of you who would like to volunteer, come and join. We have Sister Shireen and family joining this activity. I think Shireen's brother Puvan, Dr. Sankida, and the other one is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Karishma is joining this activity. And it only happens on the weekends. So volunteer yourself. If you are interested, just let me know. Simple process. So this, you can go to vaccination center as well. It is, you can volunteer in the National Cancer Society office, making appointments by calling people. All right. The third thing, it is program vaccination for non-registered people. See, this is a lot of talks going on. People are not registering. Help them to register. But the thing is, these people don't have a smartphone. You are not able to access to their information, something like the IC numbers on. But if you able to get these informations, if you can direct them to go to the walk-in centers, one of the walk-in centers which is expecting this non-registered people, it is the vaccination center in Hokkien Hall. All right, Dr. Murali is a devotee of Sai from Chara Center. It's heading that project there, so you can volunteer yourself and you'll be involving in this activity. All right. It is actually, there's a lots of opportunities here. All we need is your availability to come and join us, and just let me know what you can do and how you want to help us. So with that, we will be doing more things. Okay. So now I would like to call Brother Rama, our center chairman. He always asks Brother Mohana, service slipping, what we can do for service, what these are the time of seva, what you can do. So he is really mentoring all the activities happening in the Klang Center. Now I'd like to call Brother Rama to invite and share what are the next plan which we have. These plans only can executed if, let's say, we have enough support, if, let's say, we have enough encouragement from each and every one of you. Brother Rama, over to you. Brother Rama?
Yes.
Yes, Lord Rama, come over.
Sairam. Sairam, brother. Thank you,
Sairam, Sairam.
Mona, and Sairam to all of you. Thanks to all those who were presenting just now, all those who presented. Thank you so much for presentations. Very inspirational and very motivating. I would like to thank Brother Monty, especially because he's not from SSPC Bandar Klang, but he has taken the trouble to come and share his thoughts with us. Thank you, Brother Monty, for joining us. And yes, you all see what's there, isn't it? Okay, before I continue, I didn't tell Brother Mona service is sleeping all. I've never used that word. Okay.
Not that word, but it is just wake up call.
I have given him that push once in a while. I've given him the push, but I never said sleeping. They are doing a lot of things. They're doing a lot of things, and now I think Brother Mona has given you a very wide array of things that you all can get yourself involved. But when I look at the participant list, all those who are participating now in this particular call, I don't know, probably I think 2 or 3 of them. The rest are all doing service. All of you are already involved in service. Some of you are gurus, some of you are in the service team. And practically all of, there's nobody here I know who's not involved in service. So this is a new service now that we are, new initiative we are starting now. It's actually FFCF, Food for COVID Family, FFCF. We thought of this, I think Brother Mona came up with this in the last committee meeting. We thought, okay, why don't we do something different? We already did this lockdown kit, and the momentum of the lockdown kit, it started off with a bang, and then now slowly it has slowed down a bit, even though there are people who still require what do you call this, provisions and all that. We do supply, we do give, but the numbers have actually dwindled. So we thought, okay, why don't we focus on something else? And now we thought of doing this food for COVID family. What actually this is, we are thinking now, okay, of delivering home cooked meals to families which are struck by COVID-19. So we realized that if, let's say, a family is struck by COVID-19, they are homebound already, they are already quarantined at home. And it's a challenge for them to actually go and get food and come. So we thought, okay, maybe we keep our ears and eyes open. If we come across any information that this particular family is actually quarantined, then we thought, okay, how can we help? Probably we will deliver food parcels to their homes. So we thought, okay, we will prepare a veggie meal, a simple vegetarian meal with 2 vegetables and rice and curry. And then we will deliver for lunch as well as for dinner. So we thought of doing this. That is the main initiative of this food for COVID families, mainly for COVID-stricken families. And why? Because these people will be, their mobility is very restricted. They won't be able to go out anywhere. So, and we doing the service will definitely be of use for these families. And to launch this, actually, we need volunteers. We need volunteers. Why? Because we need people who are prepared to cook for them. And then we also need people who can deliver these parcels to the families. We need also people who can probably manage a hotline. We are thinking of starting a hotline where any of these people who need food, they can call this particular line, and there will be one person who will attend to these calls and probably take down the particulars and all this, and then we will start delivering to this particular family. So we need somebody to manage that. And then we also need somebody to record and coordinate all these kind of things. So any of you, not necessarily you must know how to cook, you can still volunteer, and we can see how we can use your services to kick off this particular Seva activity. And especially now in Klang, numbers are high, and I'm sure there are a lot of families which are struck by this COVID. And I think this is the time we should actually step up and help them. So as you can see from the list, we have the logistics team, we got the hotline management, data processing, and also communication and coordination. So if any of you, what we are going to do is, most probably in the next 1 or 2 days, we'll put it up in the announcement board. We'll start a WhatsApp group. We'll put it up in the announcement board, and you are most welcome to join this particular group and see how you can assist us in serving these families. So I think that's about it. So if you have any questions pertaining to this, you can ask me now. If not, then I will pass it on to Brother Mona or Lishan. Thank you. Sairam, stay safe.
Thank you, Brother Rama. Very
Thank you.
fast, very good. Basically, it is it's already 3 minutes to 10:30, and if you have any questions whatsoever, please WhatsApp to me, and I will be, able to, explain or give a clearer picture. The reason it is we are sharing in detail all this, it is we want more assistance from you. We have a lot of areas to focus, a lot of need in Klang, and so with you together, we complete our journey and we reach our destination. All right, I'm passing to that, my what we call it's my travel journey. I'm going to get down in my destination now. Brother Lishant, over to you.
Thank you so much, Uncle. Thank you so much to Uncle Moana and also the service team, okay, for your sharings, and also to Uncle Rama for launching this Food for COVID Family initiative. Yeah. So once again, thanks for all the sharing. The sharing is actually today, it's meant for like a call for action for all of us to take part in all these activities that Uncle Mona has mentioned. So all the links that Uncle Mona talked about to these various groups will be shared in the announcement group. So you keep a watch out over there. We will send it shortly. Okay. And yep, that's basically it. So we will end today. So today is actually the 3rd satsang, and we will have one last final satsang in the end of the year, somewhere in December. So stay tuned for that as well. Okay, thank you so much for lending us your time. We have overshot by half an hour, but thank you so much for staying. With that, Sairam and good night. We'll end with a short prayer. Yeah. Om Shanti 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 Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, everyone. Good night. Take care.
Sairam, good night. Lishan, if you can play that video, the Olympic video, those people who want to stay and watch the Olympic video, it's about.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. This is something shows how you can do seva in every sense. Okay, this little seva of the volunteer have done.
Remember me?
Oh, you come. Hi. You can't
Yes, I am back to repay you. For the semi-finals, I accidentally went on the wrong bus to the wrong venue. Not even sure, well, I had music in my ears and I wasn't hearing anything the people loading the bus were saying, but I saw the sign at the top at that bus